not be able to stay home, brother.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. We'll have a whole lot of bitches jumping shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. Will cause a whole lot of jumping shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. Will have a whole lot of jumping shit.
What's going on, party people? It's your man, 50 Grand, the Godfather, Nate Milton, and you are about to listen to another excellent episode from the Nefarious Media Network. Since January of 2025, we have been putting it down for the crown, and we've been committed to bringing you truthful, thoughtful, turned-up commentary as it pertains to the worlds of sports, politics, pop culture, pro wrestling, entertainment, and life. Yes, life. This thing that we are all just trying to get through day by day. An electric word called life, as the man used to say. And that brings us to the drive for 500. Yes, 500 YouTube subscribers, which gets us halfway to monetization, and 500 Patreon subscribers. Patreon.com/Nefarious Media Network. That's our stretch goal for the year. Because if we hit those marks, it allows us the flexibility and the freedom and the funds, quite honestly, to do some more things here at the network, to be more consistent with our shows, to bring you new shows, and to bring some people on to help with production. So if you believe in us, man, if you believe in what we're doing here, because we got a lot of hardworking people, myself included, working 50, 60 hours a week at the shoot jobs, got families, got kids, got responsibilities, but we still do this, man, because we love this and we believe in this. And if you believe in us and you love the shows that we do, help us out, man. Help a brother out. Help a sister out. That's all we asking, because we are trying to change the game by any means necessary, even if those means may be nefarious.
I welcome you to this month's edition of Ring Theory, as we are just cruising down this lukewarm, springtime-like weather down the road to WrestleMania. I wonder, it is hard out here for a pimp. You know who else is hard out here for? My horn players in the back. They doing their thing for me. But on top of that, you got a brother right here who's been on call. And my tag team partner also happens to be somebody else who is also on call. He's been at Collision Course. He been with the True Hill Heat people. He's been at the AEW Media Scrum. We used to call him upper mid card. Nah. I'm gonna be the first one to start doing it. I'm gonna be the first one to start pushing it all the way there. It's time to bring on my tag team partner. The brother gonna teach me how to be. Main event, Jey Lacey. Hey, come on in, main event. How you doing, dog?
Respect. What's going on, my man? How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I can't complain. It's been a beautiful thing to see Black success, to see the Ring Theory voice out there in multiple avenues and multiple venues, speaking and preaching and doing this thing. Man, how's it been? Being on all these different shows, bopping around. How's it feel, Mr. Worldwide? Come on, don't be shy.
It's a blessing, bro. Let me tell you something. With the exposure, not only that Nefarious is getting, the exposure that we're getting, you know what I'm saying? It's surreal. Because, I mean, this was not on my 2026 bingo card, bro. But you know what? It's a blessing. I'm just going to let it keep receiving it as it goes. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody I've been working with. You know, shout out to Kate from Montreal. Shout out to SP3. Shout out to, everybody that, and we'll talk later about what, the contacts I got up with later on. But just making those moves, man. Just, trying to put this Nefarious Media Network on the map. And I think we are on the map, to be honest with you, man. We're just starting to make some noise, and it's a beautiful thing.
Well, that's the thing. The more we speak and the more we get louder, like them horns, we start to get lighter and brighter, and people start to hear us more, and the message starts to get louder. So that's the thing. We got to keep doing what we're doing. What, the 24th of next month is going to be a year since episode 1.
That's
so
crazy.
Like it's been a year.
Crazy to think that most people's podcasts, man, only go 7 episodes, bro, on the average. You know what I'm saying? Like I said,
episode 15.
It's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing. The consistency, man. And we barely scratching the surface. So let's get it.
Exactly. And so, but we can't do it alone, and we have not been doing it alone. We talk about being a tag team, but sometimes we got to tag somebody in, and then we got a 6-man group going on. We got a trios division, if you will. And so, hey, he got the trumpets. He got the clarinets. I'm sticking to the woodwind instruments. My bad. It's two-way. Ray, how you doing, man? Where you at?
I'm all right, good brother. It's always a pleasure to be on with you guys. I know, as you like to say, Brother Gerard, if we're the trios, we're the House of Black. So
let's go.
Let's get it,
For sure. But with that, man, let's just dive into the main thing to talk about, which is AEW Revolution. Took place this past Sunday, March 15th, from the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, California. We're not going to go over, I'll read off the whole card. We can talk about the highlights and your live experience, what you saw. I purchased my AEW, and so I had the experience of trying that out for the first time. And hey, $20 wasn't bad. So, we're gonna talk about that a little bit further. And then also, if anybody else has any other future thoughts about where things might be going out after this show, especially after this week's Dynamite, I think there's some compelling directions for some characters coming. So, but with that said, we had the 21-man battle royale for the national championship. Jungle Jack won. Willow Nightingale defeated Lena Cross to defend her TBS title. You had Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall, and it's crazy how.
Let me pause you right there, bro.
I
I came in with some piss and vinegar all over, Boom and Doom, right? I was like, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. I was talking negative, but you know what? I get it. I get it. In the live setting, it's not for me. They're really not. That act is not for me, but they bring energy, bro. And they're like the perfect team to be the foils for Shane Taylor Productions, right? And that whole movement, which again, seeing them in action is ridiculous. It's crazy, right? But I get the act. I understand they're supposed to be entertaining. They're not supposed to be very good, mat technicians. All they're doing is just getting the crowd hyped. They're the Flavor Flav, if you will, for to get the crowd hyped up for what was supposed to be going on in the future, right? So they did their job. So I get it. And shout out to QT Marshall, man, because last time I checked, he wasn't he whatever he's doing, like that Slim Walter diet that he on, is working. It's working. But yeah, Boom and Doom. Again, not my cup of tea, but I understand they have a purpose and they serve it well.
And they do. I saw them at All In, and that's when I had the same realization. Hey, I get it, and I get that it's not for me, and that sometimes is the tea. But with that, FTR defended their belts against the Bucks. We had the Babes of Wrath for losing the belts to Megan Bayne and Lena Cross. We had Jon Moxley, for whatever god awful reason, defending the Continental Championship. I know you can hear me from LA just screaming at my TV.
I knew we were going to talk about this too, but you know what? Again, as a hard time as you give Jon Moxley, all the hate and disdain that you have for this man, he's the truth. He is the truth. I mean, they had to set it up the way they did in order for whatever happened after the match, and we'll get to that too, I'm sure, for all of that to happen, right? So I get it. He's very good at his job. He's not going to get a fishing trip, I don't think. He can cancel that. This man is a workhorse, but
I want the fishing trip at this point. Hey, remember Drew McIntyre? I prayed for this. When he goes, I prayed for this when he goes fishing. My God,
he about 5 years overdue on that fishing trip.
Go catch a bass. Go do it. I'll get you a Bass Pro Shop gift card. Just go down. Please. But anywho, Andrade defeats Bandito. One of my favorite matches of the night, even with Don Callis' little ball head getting involved. Brody King takes the L to Swerve Strickland. Finds out really who the most dangerous man is in AEW.
Most dangerous. Dude.
Hey, yeah, Mystico and Jet Speed snatching them trios belts and shocking a lot of people, in my opinion. So they did their thing, and then Toni Storm defeated Marina Shafir, which also shocked me. Now, I'm also gonna admit to something, y'all. I missed one match on this card. I have no clue what happened with the Dogs War, but I swear they lost. Did they lose?
Yeah, they lost.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. My stomach was kind of not agreeing with the food I had, because if you've heard of a restaurant called K-Pot, Unlimited Korean Barbecue and Hot Pot, it tear up your stomach after so long. And the real gauntlet was me in the bathroom trying to get back to the TV. So with that said, this match took that L, and so that was the real dog of war that happened. You had Tekla defending her AEW Women's World Championship, and then shockingly, or maybe not shocking to some, MJF defeats Adam Page, Hangman Adam Page. Nobody getting involved. Straight up to now defeat Hangman in the Texas Death Match and to seal his opportunity and take him out of the world title bracket forever. or not, maybe. We'll talk. What are your highlights, Jay? What was your favorite matches that you saw live? What stood out from the show?
Remember back in the day when we buy like physical copies of CDs and we get that one of our favorite artists and we listen to the whole CD with no skips? That was this pay-per-view. No skips. That was this pay-per-view. I'm up top to bottom. I think the crowd dipped on the Dogs of War and the with Darby and Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy match slightly. The crowd was on 8, 9, for consistent. At least it was in the arena. I don't know how it came across on TV or whatever, but they stayed at that level. It might have dipped down to an 8. It might have dipped down to a 7.5. But even that match, after it was done, they went right to the main event, and it got right back to a 9, and then went through the roof to 11. Right, but some of the highlights I had, I was taking furious notes, man. Like the Bucks FTR match, already can put that in candidacy for match of the year for me. Now the crowd, when what's it called? The Babes of Wrath went against Divine Dominance. Number one, I knew there was a title change coming up, because when have they ever been named Divine Dominance in AEW, right? They came out with a graphic. They telegraphed it. so when they came out, I was like, oh, they winning. And everybody around me was like, nah, blah, 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 right? And then when it happened, it's like the arena was shook. It got super quiet. And I was like, yep, I called it, you know? And shout out to both Willow and Lena Cross, man, for putting on 2 matches that night, you know? So I've just been really impressed with Lena Cross, man. 4 matches in, she's already got a belt. Crazy, you know? Another standout, of course, was Andrade Bandito. I wrote this down in all caps. The 21 plex when he was lying down on the mat. Insane. I mean, the core strength. If I tried doing something, lifting up something like that, I'm pulling muscles in my hamstrings, my back. Everything's getting just like, I'm going to be up on the shelf or whatever. But, I mean, it was a great match. The chemistry was there. And shout out to the crowd, too. The crowd was, like I said, you know, kept everything rolling. It didn't dip at any point to me during the entire pay-per-view. So, and how did it come across on TV?
I never thought I was going to hear a "take your pants off" chant like that. Like,
I wasn't chanting that. I was laughing. I was like, wow, that's creative. I would have never, you know.
but I mean,
that's what it was.
The beauty of the execution of the flat 21 plex was something else to behold.
Yeah.
Honestly, because it's the way you can even see him go. Can I measure it out? Yeah, bet. Yeah, and it reminds me of that lifting delayed German that a Pac or a Gable like to do back in the day. So like, just highly impressive. I hope to see here's what I walked into this expecting Supercard of Honor. But not realizing, hey, Supercard of Honor is on the horizon. That's next month. And we need a world title match for that show. Why not deliver this back again? Man already has a win over him. So, like, I like that as a future idea. But overall show, the crowd, energetic, hype, pretty much down the line. I would say I noticed the energy sometimes with Chris Statlander and not. I can see how she can be lost to some, and I can see how there's potential there, but I really don't know where she needs to go next from here, especially after the loss. So
yeah, and that was another match that was really good too. I mean, top to bottom, I can't say that there were any duds, you know. The Statlander Tekla match, the 2 out of 3 falls, that was again, the wrestling is there. It's just the character is like, what are we gonna do? You know? And I don't know how they're gonna go back to the drawing board and make her a more compelling character. Tekla is something else. She's different. And I'm saying that in a good way, you know. Yeah.
How does that charisma come across live? Because like we see good chemistry, her charisma come off very well through the television, but does it actually come off like how's that energy feel being in the crowd for it?
Oh, she's a star. She is a star. I mean, you could just tell she's got this different swagger about her. Everything that she said was very accurate. I came into this company not waiting my turn. I'm taking what I want. And she's done it. She's delivered not only on camera with the promos, but also in the ring as well. You put her in the ring with whoever, and dude, they paired her with the Sisters of Sin, and she's made it work. And not that they're a bad team, but she's elevating them just by being associated with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they are strong contenders for, the tag titles. I don't think they're going to take the tag titles off the new champs, but just by being around her aura, she's elevated the Sisters of Sin. Triangle of Madness, I mean, before it was like, oh, okay, we're going to put this new person with an already established tag team. Now it's to the point that she's not only, caught up with them, she's surpassed them, and she's bringing them along up the mountain with her. So, hey, all in all, it's a brilliant move. It's a brilliant move, and good for her for, taking that shot and taking the ball and run with it.
She says she's toxic, but you know what? She only kicked a couple of crabs down the bucket as she at least pulled a couple other crabs up with her. So, there's positivity in all of her upliftingness. So, but Ray, what are your highlights of Revolution? What stood out to you from the show? What matches, what moments, any returns that mean something to you? And we go circle back to Jay, so we're going to touch on that media scrum next.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I'm glad, Jay, you mainly stuck with the matches. I'll go through the moments. Of course, we had the returns of Will Ospreay and Cage and Cope, and we had the debut of Rowdy Ronda Rousey. So it was good to see them, and I believe there was one more return if I'm not mistaken. But
Ospreay.
Well, I think I did say it. I said Ospreay.
You said Cage and Cope, but hey,
he said Ospreay first.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. My bad. That's.
Yeah, I didn't say Zack Sabre.
That's on me.
Oh, no. But you know why? It is on Jay. Because Jay burying the lead. His favorite wrestler came back while he was there live.
Oh
yeah. I saw Mr. Omega.
Yeah, John Boy didn't mess up this time. But yeah, I think all the returns and then to see what comes out of it. I know there has been some news since Revolution based on like a few of the wrestlers. For example, with Toni Storm having like an undisclosed issue where she couldn't appear on this past Wednesday's Dynamite. So we're hoping things work out with them, with her, because I know a lot of scuttlebutt is going on that possibly Ronda might be facing Toni Storm at All In. So I would really be excited to see that clash of styles if it can happen. But obviously, we're wishing the best for Toni Storm, and hopefully everything is okay no matter what's going on. So, but in that vein,
I hate to pause you right there. If you could hold your point for 1 second, because I just looked up something. Yeah, it's stating from Sports Illustrated, Toni Storm's going to be out for the rest of 2026. As it's projected to be.
Yeah,
whatever happened at Revolution. Yeah, that's a wrap.
Well, that kind of leads me to maybe some what is it? Maybe some light, a silver lining through the cloud of Jon Moxley for you, brother Gerard, because with the introduction of Ronda Rousey, could we maybe see a female step up and take the reins of the Death Riders and make it her own? Now, she already got a road dog, Marina known Ronda way longer than she's known Moxley. So maybe Ronda get in there and start getting in the ears. I'm just throwing out a ring theory, if you will. Maybe starting getting into the ears of Pac and about to call him his former name, Claudio, and getting in the ears of Yuta as well, to where she forces them to turn on Moxley, and she becomes the leader of the Death Riders, and maybe possibly a new name. So I don't know. What do you guys think of that possibility?
I really like it a lot, but, and here's the biggest But
Where's the match?
I wish it was Marina. And I
Oh,
never ever thought I would ever say something like that at this point in time. But you've grown Marina to this point. Why not just have her be the lead? If
Well,
you're not that confident behind her promos and her energy, okay, I get that. Then in that regard, follow your idea. But I want then Marina Shafir to be like nicknamed the Queen Maker,
right.
the Queen or King Maker. She
Hmm.
made, you can say that she was there to help make John in that last one and keep John the king for as long as she did. You could say that when she was messing around with Chris at that one point, she was going to elect Chris to become Queen elect. Now that's her picking Rhonda to come in, and now you will be the next queen. You can make her
Right.
the Queen Maker. I'm not against that as the idea. But when we've put so much behind her, when we've had her wrestling and attacking the men and beating up everybody, I expect more from that. When I see Willow, yeah, Willow should be a double champion wrestling 2 matches a night because she's shown that she's built up her level to a point. When Marina has built herself up to that level, Marina should either A, what you saw when Rhea did that, Rhea was beating up, okay, and it's a Tozawa and this and that and the other.
Mm.
But by the end of it, now she's crushing Charlotte at Mania.
Mm.
She's now solidifying herself. To me, Revolution should have been, I didn't know that we didn't know that this was going to come out of it, and maybe this Dynamite that we previously just had, where the no holds barred match took place, maybe that would have been the crowning for Marina. But in my opinion, if things were all working and Tony wasn't injured, maybe that would have been the crowning for Marina. But it should have been at Revolution. Tony could have stood the loss, and if we knew Tony was going to be out the whole year, Marina getting
Yeah.
that dub and then being able to, that's almost like, and it happens to be another one of Ronda's girls. It's the same thing that happened to Shayna. Becky
Yeah.
literally beat her at Mania and then said, I got a baby. I got to go. Here's the belt.
Right.
I'll see you later. While
Yeah.
Shayna was literally like, I could have used that win. Like,
Right.
so literally, we could push that person to be at that next level of a killer, that MMA killer. But if we're not going to give them that big main event win over a star in that women's division, then you're not going to be able to solidify them. And that's what I think Marina needed for all this Death Rider stuff we've been doing for the last almost 2 years. That to me then says, okay, we not only did it for John, but we're now able, and we're not only just giving Claudio some more TV time and stuff, and we're giving Pac some time, we're also able to really build a brand new women's star that people were clowning prior to. I'm the problem solver, Marina Shafir. Like, people was clowning her promos to now a main event wrestler. That's something to put your hat on, to hang your hat on. So I would have rather seen that, because we know Ronda's the star. But I like your idea. I want to see homegrown stars also made at the same time. That's my only pushback. But how about you, Jay? How do you feel about his idea?
I don't want to see the breakup super quick because we just went through this with the Judgment Day with kicking out Finn. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I would just wait and see, just have that sub faction with Rousey and Marina. Just basically her Rousey, just as an affiliate, and then getting in Marina's ear. And if you're gonna drag it out to where they kick out John and like, hey, look, either you ride with me or you can death ride or die. Your choice, I like what you're saying, but I don't know if Rousey is, well, she got an MMA fight, so she's not going to be doing the TV preparing for that until, for AEW, until that's over. So I don't foresee all that really happening.
Right.
But I do like how Marina has grown into this role. I mean, her promo skills as of late, you could tell that there's been growth. You could tell that there's been improvement. And yeah, now with, unfortunately with Tony Storm being out of the picture for the rest of the year, that leaves a slot open. So will it be her that fills it? Will it be someone else that steps into that role and can potentially carry a title? Who knows? I would love for it to be Marina. She's worked hard. She's still working hard. She's still improving. And we already seen what Alina Cross can do. So, hey, I think that's I think it's I'm along for the ride. I don't have any theories or thoughts on it other than I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm hearing from you guys, and Tony's not messing this one up. Tony, TK, Tony Khan is not messing this one, I don't think. So there's so many Tonys. So
Yeah, Tony.
yeah,
Yeah, they they got one with a Tony, Tony. So now we need Tone. Who's going? I don't know. Tone Loc, maybe? Tony.
That's
But
funny.
yeah, and I think we could come to maybe a compromise and be like, and like you said, Jay, since things aren't going to work out with Tony Storm right now, that all in, you can start planting the seeds now, and then maybe at all in, that's where you plant like the biggest seed, and then towards the end of the year, you start building towards that turn. Like it doesn't have to be right now. And by the way, no, anybody who watches AEW doesn't watch anything else, brother. We're all tribal. We don't care about that stuff. Remember?
my bad. My fault for having an open mind. I'm sorry.
Well, no worries. So we don't even know what's going on. Judgment who? I don't know. But yeah, I think you could do a slow burn. And like you said, Gerard, I think you can have, instead of, the only thing that makes me think that Rhonda should be the lead is that Rhonda is the biggest star. Obviously, I know you've been trying to build Marina into this machine, into this killer, but come on, Ronda Rousey, dog. She's known in 2 different combat sports. She's known pretty much all around the world. Like, it's an instant star that the moment she stepped foot of that ring, and boos or not, like, people are gonna be having eyeballs on her, whether she's on Netflix or whether she's on TBS/TNT. So that's the only reason why I say maybe have her be the lead. But you can start planting the seeds where she's, like you said, brother Jay, in Marina Shafir's ear, especially if Marina ends up winning like a singles title, like a TBS title, or maybe the world championship. Then you can have Ron and be like, I believed in you the whole time. And now this Joker, like, you think he's back in the world championship picture? He's just comfortable with where he is with this international title. You think you want him over you the world champion? Like, have Rhonda like just whispering those things in her ear and kind of getting her hyped up, and then we'll have the turn maybe later on in the year. So I think you can still plant those seeds. Like I see where your concerns may be though, brother. But anyway, yeah, I think the card, not just the matches, but the moments and the surprises really made this over the top. Yeah, I agree with you, brothers.
I would say I question, because we sit at this point in time, we had Darby Allin going up a mountain at this point. What is he doing right now? Like, just doesn't Darby feel like the coldest person in the company right now?
Oh,
We gonna put him in our discussion later as one of those people that could he have a world title in the next 12 months? Potentially. But I don't feel like it. If I'm keeping it a buck with you, I don't feel like it. Because if I put the rat race between 2 people, Darby Allin and Bobby Lashley, and one of the mugs is hurt.
Yep.
And I ain't talking about the Syndicate.
Go ahead now.
Who go get to that title first? Who gets there, Bobby or Darby?
Oh,
I can push either one.
How much longer does Lashley have on the shelf? You know, or do you know like the extent of his injury?
Well,
no clue, but like I could see Homie being back by All In. Like maybe he doesn't get a opportunity to. Maybe he's not gonna come back for the Owen, but I can see him being in the Gauntlet Battle Royal and winning it.
I heard there was a report that he said he wasn't injured or that he's healthy now. But I'm checking on that now. I'm looking something up on that now to just get confirmation.
But yeah,
All right.
I question what we're doing with Darby. We're putting a close to the Gabe Kidd feud, thank God, with the coffin match, which was what a cinematic move on Dynamite to have that match. Like after
Yeah.
like that kept the momentum going out. Like my girlfriend popped up and she kind of was like doing some stuff on her laptop. She looked at the TV. She's like, oh, okay, they're in the parking lot. Looked at they in the ring, he wheeling them in on inside the ring. She was like, yo, what, we just in the parking lot? What just happened? Like, but from the car turning upside down, the whole fight. And I'm just like, what those onlookers must be seeing just driving by a man just being choked to death on top of a car. Like, what must you think driving past this in the middle of the day?
To be honest with you, it was in Fresno. We've seen
Oh,
we've seen some of that behavior, you know what I mean? So
you
like,
said
oh,
it's Wednesday. You know what that means.
exactly. That's exactly what they said driving by, like, oh, look, honey, it's Wednesday. You know what that means. Another man getting choked out, dragged out of a car. So it is what it is. But I think to your point, I think I could see Darby Allin with the title only because he's like this generation's Jeff Hardy. And I think that stunts aside, he's got charisma. He's very marketable. But to me, he'll get the title because, I mean, he's a great performer, but he doesn't look like a champ. You know what I'm saying? If you were to put the belt on him, he doesn't really look the champ. Look like play the part of the champ for me. And honestly, I don't even think he has world title aspirations other than, just his character saying it. Because I mean, look at the different matches that he puts on. I think he gets more of a kick being in more of these I don't want to call them stunt matches. But that's exactly what they are. He gets a kick out of being chained to a turnbuckle, you know what I'm saying? Or, doing a skateboard drop off of somebody. I don't think that's really sustainable for a world title. So, but if you put it on him, I mean, you could put him in front of, the brass over at Paramount, their parent company now, and put him on the upfronts. And yeah, that's our world champ. You want to see him wrestle? Tune in on Wednesdays, tune in on Saturdays or whatever. So I can see them doing that as a marketing scheme.
Okay. How about you, Ray?
Well, real quick, from Sports Illustrated, this is Bobby Lashley talking to Sports Illustrated, and this was on February 27th of this year. He says, quote, "We have a great group," meaning the Hurt Syndicate, "and we're all friends and pull for each other. Anytime one of us is done, the other pulls them up. Right now, they are pulling me up and yanking me back in. We're ready to go back out there and win some titles. I am healed. Everybody thought I was hurt. I'm not hurt. You can't hurt the Almighty."
So there's some truths and lies or contradictions in that statement, because what was you healed from, homie, if you was never hurt?
All right.
Like, that's what I'm asking. What you healed from if you ain't never hurt? I get you, Bobby. You're good now. That's what you're trying to say. You trying to say, "Can't nobody ever take down all my." I hear you, Bobby. But yeah, what hurt? We saw you sleeping in that battle royal. Yeah, what hurt? Take a chill pill, buddy. But happy to have you back. But do you see Bobby fitting in a storyline prior to All In? He deserves a bigger storyline going into the biggest show of the year. Correct.
I would love to see it. Would love to see it.
I would love to see it as well. The only thing is that you got so many other guys right now that are kind of ahead of him in terms of pretty much like stature as far as within AEW. For example, Will Ospreay just returned. Kenny Omega just returned. You're trying to push Swerve as the heel again. So I find it a bit hard to see him get right back into the saddle into a main event status right away. I think probably after All In, but I don't see anything happening for him prior to All In as far as like him being in that big role or in the major role. When you ask the question about whether it's Lashley, if we see Lashley or Darby Allin become champion first, I think Darby's kind of like you could turn that you even though he's cold right now, you can microwave that, get him back together. He'll be all right. Like if you put him in the right program, he's just been and to your point with the Moxley hate and the Death Riders hate, I think he's been stuck in the Death Riders vortex, and he's kind of had the spinoff with the dogs. And so I think once he gets clear of that, I think you can start getting, especially with MJF as the champion, you could start bringing Darby up. And I think there's a big story you could tell between him and MJF with their history and with the hammerlock takedown wins, several of them in their meetings in the past. I think there's a big story you could tell. And I think if you do it soon enough, if you get Darby out of all this stuff with the dogs, if you do it soon enough, you can make that the all-in match. Although you do want to have because I look at it but then I'm like Ospreay in London though. And then I'm like, but then Ospreay is stuck in the Death Rider vortex. So
So let's play this game. Let's play this game. We're going to remove everything, all in main event. Let me get myself in the camera since I'm sliding over here. I want you to, we can assume Will Ospreay, it's in London.
Mm-hmm.
This man is going to be in that main event for the world championship.
Yes.
Indeed, yeah.
Who is he facing as the champion? Do you run back the same match that was literally in that same building just 2 years ago? MJF versus Ospreay. A match that I say, I wasn't really that jazzed over the U.S. title, international title joint. Like, it was cool. The 60-minute match was okay. And the first, it was cool. But I didn't feel much about it. Like, us going to beat up Michael Oku at Rev Pro, and cool, but I don't need that again. So let's just put a pause on that. Now we Will and Swerve. And this is now a newly potential EVP Swerve as world champion in the main event. Now, do I want my man Swerve to go to All In? And now he's 2-1. Thank God to last year's match. But the man who helped make Swerve a main eventer, does Swerve give that back to him now in London tenfold and say, hey, let me give you your world title shot? They had a 5.5-star match the last time. Can they have a bigger match again the next time? Is it a Kenny Omega? Do we run back Kenny and Ospreay 3? Last at Forbidden Door, other one at Wrestle Kingdom a couple years ago. Running that back to have that opportunity to then give that third match and that Kenny walking in as world champion to the biggest show of the year, which has never happened before. And then you have that Ospreay getting that win over him in the clean fashion. No Don Callis on either side. Just two pure pro wrestlers going at it for the love of the game. Or is there somebody else that y'all see on the map that I don't see? Holla at me. Right.
So I like the prospects that you put out there. I'm still thinking back with Darby though. I think, and I hate people. I know that people are gonna hate this, but who says it's got to be 1-on-1? Who says it can't be like a triple threat or a fatal 4-way or a 4-way dance, if you will? So
okay.
I'm thinking Ospreay, MJF keeps the championship, and then Darby ends up as kind of like as the third wheel. So it'll be a 3-way dance. I'm thinking.
I can see how are you getting there? Because I can already see how you get there, but how are you getting there? Because a double pin in the Owen.
That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking But then again, who wins the Owen? Because I'm thinking I think Ospreay doesn't need to win the Owen. I don't think he needs to win the Owen to get a title shot. I think Darby. I think that would be a good story coming out of the Dogs, him being in the Owen and then showing, hey, I'm still good enough, even though I get thrown down steps and into all this other stuff. Like, I'm still good enough to wrestle. You saw me when I didn't have my full opportunity to wrestle to my fullest extent when I was in the Continental Classic last year. But now I'm going to really show you guys that I can show out with purely wrestling, not any of the stunts, not the skateboards, but with my pure wrestling ability. I'm going to win the Owen, and I'm going to head to All In. So I think he wins the Owen, and I think Will finds a way to get into that title picture, maybe with another number one contender style match, or if MJF continues to interfere with stuff that he might be doing, that Tony Khan, although we haven't seen him on television, but Tony Khan through Tony Schiavone. Dang, there are so many Tonys. Schiavone will be like, I'm just hearing from Tony Khan, it will be a triple threat. So
Okay.
That's how I could kind of at least justify Darby getting in, but with Will, again, you don't really need a lot to just be like, Will's British. Put him in London and he's our guy. You don't really need much more than that.
That's why.
He's our
I
British
get what you
star.
get. That's why.
No lies detected, though.
See, no lies detected. I was with you with the. Oh yeah, I can see why Darby needs it more than Will. Okay, yep, the tournament win would build Darby up more. Oh, just because he's British? Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, he's a British star, though. He put the UK on his back, and he's the biggest star. He's one of the biggest stars, if not becoming the emerging biggest star in the company. I mean, if you got him third behind, maybe Swerve and Hangman, but even those can interchange. But not, well, Swerve's a heel now, but as far as like your top baby faces, like his Hangman and his Ospreay, and Hangman can't win the title no more, or he can't compete for it. He can't compete for the rest of his life. We'll see if they get past that. Also, I don't know, Jay, I know you wanted to maybe answer on this, but yeah, I got a question specifically about Hangman's future, but I know if Jay, you wanted to touch on that.
Nah, you cooking with grease, bro. I mean, I'm just listening to. I'm like, yeah, this is a whole lot better than what I was thinking. So I'm like, yeah, that does the math is mathing over here. So yeah, I'm gonna be entertained either way. I mean, I don't know how they get Ospreay to the number one contender. I mean, they've done it before where they've had this championship eliminator type of match. So maybe that's how they set it up. But Ospreay he's the needle mover over in UK, bro. He's going to be on the marquee. He's going to have at least an opportunity to win the chip in front of his countrymen. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Now, if they do to him like they did to Hangman, not saying that they're going to put a stipulation, but all signs point to Ospreay winning and then pulling the carpet from up under us. Dude, I'm not rooting for that to happen, but there's a compelling story to be told if whoever's holding the title at the time, whether it's an MJF, whether it's someone else, there's a compelling story that can be told from that angle.
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, that. Ooh, and then do you have Ospreay? There ain't no way he losing. just like CM Punk in Chicago, G. Ain't no way.
Yeah, I know. I can still root for it though.
I don't know, man.
The story's there, and I like your triple threat idea because putting Darby in there keeps it going. And here's the thing: their last match between Darby and Will was phenomenal. I had to look up just to make sure I was correct on who won. Memory serves good. Darby did beat Will the last time in the Continental Classic in 2024. And so, with that said, what if it gets down to the Continental Classic, the final that Will got to last year that he could not get through? He got to another semifinal and the previous year's Continental Classic. So like he's getting to these finals and these tournaments, but not being able to fully get there. And to have then this looming figure, almost a EO Sky, if you will, for Will Ospreay, that he just cannot, for whatever reason, put him away. Whether it's okay, we stalemate in the finals of the match, but like, and that leads us into it, or somehow he gets me, but I still get an opportunity in there. I like Darby being the enigma, the charismatic enigma, if you will.
Well played. Well played.
For one Will Ospreay. So, but yeah, I don't possibly see that happening at All In. And I mean, we're jumping past All In. Because there's a dynasty coming up. And I do believe Swerve going. I need Swerve, man. I need Swerve to pull this through, bro. I don't care if it's Vancouver. I don't care where my wrestling brain and my logic brain tells me where things are going. Swerve, man. Just give Swerve that belt. It ain't gotta be that long for Reign. But give that man Swerve the belt. Let him and Ospreay, my favorite AEW match of all time, is the Forbidden Door main event between Ospreay and Swerve. Just anime brought to life in wrestling, and that is my stuff. And so with that said, I need to see the same thing, but at the main event level. And here's the thing, I was happy with the last result. I wanted Swerve to win. I want Ospreay to win this time, because then that means we get that rubber match later down the line.
Oh boy.
So I'm pushing for Swerve, EVP Swerve, that is. Just the ring of that just gives me some type of entertainment. So if we could find out what was going to happen with Hangman, then you know what that means? As you coming on down the hill, Sir Hangman, I'm coming on up the hill just like last time. It's coming down that hill and Swerve is going up. So let's go keep ahead and keep doing that again. Swerve pulling out his Eddie Guerrero SmackDown chair with the spotlight.
Another downward spiral for Hangman again. He can't catch a break.
But I can see Hangman becoming the conscience. And that leads me to talk finally about the main event, and we're going to run into the scrum. I think he'll become the conscience of AEW. If MJF is the main character, I could see Hangman becoming that person that if Darby needs an extra push over that line, especially a Will Ospreay. I can see if Will does not get past Darby, I can see Hangman being part of that reason that inspires Will to do whatever the extra mile is to get that title opportunity, because of the friendship and respect they've grown over the years with each other. Him being that person to help the baby faces, to help the elite, to help those, and maybe he gives back. You know what? Now that I've lost this time with the world title picture, hey, Dark Order, I am so sorry. I've been an asshole.
Oh Lord.
How y'all been?
Poor Johnny Hungy.
You still hungry, Johnny?
He's still in catering.
But it gives them an opportunity to him to tap in with the baby faces and kind of help guide other people's stories while having some banger singles feuds out there. So, and there's other titles. It's not like that he'll be beltless forever, but that world title, it'd be a while. And then when he needs to finally get that belt, how could this man do this? The conscience of AEW has turned its back on the company. Like, there you go. And then let Hangman get some spray paint and just spray a big old X across the belt.
Not again.
Just go full circle, Hangman. Just go full circle. Let the pot call the kettle black and go full circle with it.
Company man Adam Page.
Don't do that.
Here comes the company Hangman, if you will.
The
That's
corporate
like-
hangman. Okay.
Corporate Hangman.
It's like
But-
showing the brawl-in footage all over again. We don't need to go back to that.
Hey.
we
Hey.
do not need to go back.
I don't need that, but do you know what I do need? I need that curly-headed man, straight, maybe with a perm.
Hmm.
Go ahead, throw a suit on this man.
Oh no,
Oh, hey, that beer? Out the window.
not corporate cowboy.
Hey, bring me that Chardonnay. Bring me that
Oh,
Chardonnay. Go the whole mile, the whole country mile, if you will. Change everything and
So-
do the opposite side.
So if we going down this pathway now, and if you got your boy EVP Swerve, do we see the heel alliance of Hangman and Swerve? And then that's what motivates him to turn over to the dark side?
Like a two-man power trip, if you will.
Yeah.
And I can see that's a path for Hangman to get reinstated back into the title picture. Like, bro, it's yours. I know what you said, but what if I made it official, put you in the match? If you win, you get the title. I know you didn't want the title shot, but if you win, you get the title. It could be done.
Right. And then it's like before when Hangman went into like the doldrums of his life, he had to go through all of these means of causing violence and stuff. But now Swerve is like, hey, brother, I told you all along, sometimes you can't be the nice guy all the time, but you don't have to go out and be all violent either, brother. Just take a few shortcuts every now and then, brother. I'm trying to get you back to your prime. You're not fat and happy like you were when I first ran into you, but now I still see that hunger in your eyes, and I know you want to be back in that picture. I can make your dreams come true once again.
But I think this only long term. I think this needs to be long term.
Yeah.
I think we need a year of the consciousness.
Mhm.
We're gonna go back to Owen. You'll just have Hangman just looking by from the outside, like, oh, the Owen. I wish I won that last year. I wish I could repeat, but I can't. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He sees the tournament go by the next year. He feels that all-in sweat and pressure coming on, and so some big pressure starts to happen. And then you have a segment where you see him walking backstage. You see him just,
Yeah.
and they pan over, and it's the door that says EVP Swerve, and it's like, oh,
Oh, he turned it over. Oh.
it's
Just
over.
Just like when Roman back in the pandemic, when Roman came back and then they panned over like, Paul Heyman, no.
Yes.
But that literally changed the entire game. And I
Mhm.
think that will do the same for Hangman. So yeah, I was questioning, hey, yo, what are we doing with the stipulation? But now that we've actually gotten through it, and it's given me some time to get over that little sting or that little ring shot to the head, if you will. Unity. But with that said, I mean, hey, we was making Chappelle Show references all night long on Sunday night, because I mean, I guess we choking bitches out here. Oh, excuse me. Wayne Brady himself being there live
Yeah,
at
he was in
Revolution
there.
in LA. But with that said, to wrap up Revolution, Jay, media scrum time, man. How was your thoughts? How was the time being there? How did it feel to be official like a referee with a whistle, man?
You know, it honestly, it was a lot better and smoother than you could bring me out than I anticipated. You know, if you don't know, you don't know, right? So they gather us over, you know, in the area where we were seated, and shout out to AEW, man. They gave us some great seats, some great vantage points to get some, you know, snapshots, some videos and what have you, and document what we were witnessing in real time. And so they collected us over that had the badges for the media pass. And so we stayed in the area for about maybe 10 minutes, went over to the media scrum in the locker room area. And I think we waited maybe 15, 20 minutes for Tony Khan to come in. Him and his security detail, him, Renee Paquette was there as well too. And they kicked it off. And first thing you see is, and I'm standing in the back, and I've been sitting all night. Got a 3-hour ride home. I'm not about to sit down, so I'm standing up, and I'm standing up next to some other guys capturing some footage, and in storms Gabe Kidd. And I don't know if you guys witnessed or watched the entire press conference, and he invented new ways of cussing people out I wasn't even familiar with. I was impressed. I mean, this dude was just going ham, and he just let everybody have it. Stormed in, stormed out. I'm like, okay, we off and running. So I gather my notes, and at this point, I'm like, okay, cool. I wonder who they got, because they didn't give us a sheet of who was coming in. We found out pretty much in real time, just like everyone else. And Tekla walks in next. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let me go to my notes. And so I'm thinking, dude, shout out to you guys too. You know, you just prepared me with some questions or whatever. And I'm like, okay, scroll. Nothing on Tekla. Dang. Okay. So I'm listening to the press conference. I'm listening to her talking, you know, what direction she wants to go. And I'm getting ready to get a question. And I wasn't aggressive enough to get a question asked, first of all. So I'm like, okay, so I know for the next time I'm in the room, I know how to swim in shark-infested water. So that was the one thing. And then the other thing is, too, I was like, maybe as prepared as I thought I was, we didn't cover any of the people that were coming into the press conference. Like, we had no idea Mystico was going to be there. I couldn't, I had no idea that, Jet Speed was going to be there. But I was able to, ask Tony Khan a question, and it was basically a layup question. And I did get one out, and he was super grateful because I knew he didn't talk about any of the international pay-per-views. I didn't ask the question I wanted to. The question I wanted to ask was about the international expansion. Like, I know we've got, Dynasty going on in Vancouver, but I didn't get the expansion part out of it because he was just staring daggers into my eyes. And I'm just like, okay, let me eject those Cedo cuz and just get out from under this spotlight, man. Right. So I asked it, and I teed it up for him. It was a layup. He took it, just ran with it. And he was super grateful and just like, okay, I'm glad you teed this up for me. And you could just see the excitement. And I was, again, thankful to be in the building because, again, it's my first press conference. I'm amongst professionals who do this. This is a living for them. And for me, it's like I'm in the building. I know I belong. I acted like I belonged. And at the end of the night, he was walking by. And I was like, okay, cool. I can easily do this next time. So shout out to the staff at AEW for, number one, getting me into the media scrum. They know exactly who Nefarious Media is. They know exactly who I am. So I'm just super thankful and grateful to have that opportunity and experience to go ahead and, cover the event. And I made some great contacts and made some great inroads for the next time, so more to come with that. So it was a good experience. I mean, I wish, some of my nefarious brothers were there, but next time we'll just make it a trip next time.
Oh, for sure. AEW gonna go back to the West Coast easily,
of course,
and hopefully the out of town Brown account will be in full order and in good order to be able to make those expansive trips as well. But you not only took part, you taking over, and so you put that flag there. Sometimes only one person can get to the moon at that one point to put the flag down, but the name is there and everybody can see it. So, hey, thank you, Jay. You did your thing, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Doing anything? It's WWE, and this is Road to WrestleMania. I didn't set the lukewarm, but hey, I'm in Michigan, folks, and if you from Michigan, you know what it is today on Friday, March 20th. It is beautiful. It is 70 degrees. We came out them doldrums. It's sunnier outside and hotter than it is on that road to WrestleMania. But with that said, we have some of those big matches starting to become solidified. Hence, folks, why I got the shirt on. Because
Mm.
oh,
Oba. Oba. Oba.
and that's just it. The crowd chanting Oba excites me. The
Yes.
volume of it. And then now you heard the crowd behind it too. It's not just an NXT in Florida thing. It's not just when we going on the road with the NXT shows. You're now starting to hear them people go, oh.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, who they the crowd going? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I was like, they about Braun about to be mad in a minute because he gonna say, are they barking out there? What is
Right.
he doing? That's my he gonna be just like Trick. Stop stealing my stuff, man. What y'all stop biting my he gonna turn to Soldier Boy. He bit my whole flow. Oh, he's kissing through the flow. The whole flow. But nah, man. You got Obafemi coming out, finally putting the white boy down. The black man killer, if you will. We need to put this man down for count. The allegations need to be destroyed. Because if he beat Obafemi at WrestleMania, not only do those allegations just stay firm and are like, they're going to be on his tombstone by the end of this. And Brock Lesnar beats this man. But we now have Obafemi and Brock Lesnar solidified for WrestleMania. We got Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley since the last time we've been on the airways being solidified, with Rhea Ripley winning the Elimination Chamber to go forward to face Jade Cargill. We can dive into any of the social media or lack thereof hype for this match, or because maybe you are excited. I'm not. I need some more legitimate storyline and not just trying to use social media to hype stuff up. Because if I didn't follow John and Wade, if I wasn't on Twitter like that, like what are we doing here, folks? Like I'm missing part of the story. So let's pull that in. We got Cody Rhodes. Oh, poor Cody. Jumped. A boy that never learns. It's WrestleMania season. He finally gets to point at the sign. Well, you know, when you got that belt and you pointing at the sign, or when you going after that belt and you pointing at the sign, it is that time of year. Think about it. We're gonna run back 3 years ago. Look at you now, boy. And that's not even 3, that's 2 years ago. But look at you now, boy. So that's 40. Leading up to 41. He done got jumped by Cena and Travis Scott. Busted eardrum. Now, it's Randy jumping you. But deservedly so. At least the other ones you kind of got caught off guard. You said, I want the killer. I want the killer Randy.
Yep, he did.
I want the legend killer. We all know Randy. Yes, you do. So like, why are you taunting the killer in his face when you got what he wants? This man has been looking at that belt time after time after time. He said, oh, thank God. I ain't got to take out my little nephew. He ain't got the belt.
Right.
Little nephew that got the belt back. Well, sorry, Neff. You got to go because I need that gold. And then on top of look at that poster. And that's most likely going to be our night one main event, which I've got thoughts about that. And then the last match that's been solidified, the last two lap matches that have been solidified are Stephanie Vaquer, the champion, walking in to defend the Women's World Championship against Liv Morgan, the Royal Rumble winner. And then we also have CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, who, in a buried alive match, who will be buried next to who first? It's going to be the dog or it's going to be the dad. We're going to find out at WrestleMania in Vegas. With that said, what is this is standing out to you? What is of this card is screaming out to you? Because you know what screams out to me? Why are we always like? How do we already know what the main event is going to be? Now, yes, the women's matches are not screaming main event energy, but we could. This is not a real team. This is not real. This is a scripted TV show. We can write it to be better. We can write an interesting feud to go into WrestleMania to then have a women's main event feud. When you had the man, you wrote it as such so you could have a main event. Why don't you? What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know. But what's standing out to y'all? What do you truly believe Randy and Cody have that night 1 main event sold down, or is it night 2? Who has the main events, and what's calling to you? And if it's none of these matches, what do you see futuristically coming on this card as well? Now I'm gonna
Yeah.
bounce it to Ray.
All right. Well, I think it's easy. I think it's what they're showing right now. I think Cody, Randy, night 1, CM Punk, Roman, night 2. Yeah, as far as the women's, like, man, you do want a women's main event, but like you said, I think if you do want to put the women on, I would go with the undisputed. Well, is it no? It's the women's world championship with Vacker and Liv. I would go with that as the main event if you were going to put a women's match in the main event. As far as matches down the line that haven't been announced that may be announced soon. Of course, Jacob, all this stuff going on with Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. And I'll put a pin in that because one of those brothers are involved in my big 3. And then I think I was telling you all, I believe on, I don't know if it was the parlay or if it was another show that we had. I believe it was the Kings of Sport that there are some people that are saying that possibly Io Sky could be facing off against Asuka. That would be a tremendous match to see. And then I think, of course, Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. I think that might be a great night 1 opener. And I know Brock. I mean, we'll see if Brock is interested in actually being like the opening match for a Mania. But like you said, brother Gerard, there should be no way that Oba should be losing. And shout out to Kofi Kingston with the social media posts, like, do it for us.
Facts.
So,
but he has opened too, so 35 and he opened 39.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so if it's been done before, then I definitely see him opening again, either night 1 or night 2.
He beat one of our other black brothers, Omos, in the night 2 opener at WrestleMania 39. I parking was so bad at SoFi. I'm literally listening to the match and the German suplexes as I'm going through the metal detector and walking into the ring.
Dang.
Wow.
I heard that F5, boom. Ah! 1, 2, 3.
You just got him in.
I'm like, damn.
That's the first thing you see when you get in. Oh,
I'm like, man, we already lose. We already losing.
Exactly.
I just got here. We already losing.
If you're Professor Chris, you either turned around and walked out.
Exactly.
After I paid $84 for parking, no, I'm going to turn around and keep going into this show.
My God.
They shanked me for that parking night too. I ain't never gonna forget that.
They got you on that one, man. Yeesh.
So, but what stands out for you? Anything else that stands out for you, Ray? Anything else that you think excites you? Because you talk about some of those futuristic matches, but of the ones that have been announced, anything that calls to you build wise?
Yeah. Other than like we talked about, other than Obafemi and Brock, I'm thinking, and I'm not sure if you all were going to go into this. Of course, Punk versus Roman. Punk in his first fully official main event. He's the night 2 main eventer. That build, like, it was strong even up until last week, but this past week, it's just like, wait a minute, that's what tick you off? That's what gets you over?
Oh,
exactly. It's like we were thinking all these things, like people were throwing out, well, maybe he's gonna talk about Larry the dog or all this other stuff, but really calling you old or so and I'm loving the back and forth. It's just like, but now we need to start seeing, and I know we're still pretty far out, but we need to really start seeing like some physicality between these two, because it's like if you hate him so much, and after he talked about your daddy, like you gonna let this brother even step foot in the ring? It would have been on site with me. You talk about my daddy, and I ain't even that familiar with my daddy. I still slug you in the face. You talk about my daddy.
That's the T.
So, but then he just talked for another 10 minutes, and then he got punched in the face. So I'm like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? So I'm really intrigued on how they're going to build the rest. And now you're getting the Usos back into kind of like being a part of this pseudo bloodline, is where they're kind of defending their family and coming out de facto as Roman's representatives again. Like, it's like, are they going to be with them? Are they not going to be with them? Are they going to get involved with the match? So yeah, I'm kind of intrigued by that. Oh, and speaking of the Usos, we possibly see a tag match between the Usos and Logan Paul, and the White Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory.
The undisputed White Vision now.
Mm-hmm.
The Aussie is gone, so
Yeah.
undisputed White Vision.
Undisputed, exactly. Yeah, no more yet. Yeah, sorry, Bronson. Your melanin was holding it back from being fully white. But and then speaking of that, I know there's been like some rumbles. Doggone Tom Brady. First off, I think there was some rumbling that he was getting some merchandise and some copyrights, like what the Invincible or the Unstoppable Tom Brady, and now he goes on Logan Paul's podcast and he's talking about wrestling. Oh, it's cute and all this other stuff. So you're possibly getting Tom Brady involved at WrestleMania. That's weird.
I'm about tired of that man name.
I mean,
I'm about tired. I go to sit down at Red Robin in town. I see 6 of this man's jerseys just immortalized because he went to U of M. He went to the school I work at. So literally, this man's name is literally everywhere around this sucker, and it's like he wasn't even that good here.
So what?
But they said, "Oh, he came from us. He came from here."
Right.
Him and Lucy Lou, they
faces, right? Yeah. He was earning his dues here. That's what we made him the champion he became today.
And now at Applebee's, I can get my pick 2 for $25 without seeing a damn jersey. So yeah, like get out of my face. I'm good. I'm super good, buddy. Just like I'm good at Applebee's, I'm good at WWE too. I don't need it. We had his buddy Gronk, and I didn't need it back then. Now we can have the main event package, and I'm still good. I don't need. We had his tag team partner. I don't need the other one. I'm smooth.
Mm-hmm.
You lost me, boss.
Man,
I'm just super solid. But I mean, when it comes to WrestleMania, I would say, outside of the old comment, yeah, the Punk and Reigns has been the biggest thing for me, WWE wise, attention grabbing wise.
Yeah.
The next would probably be Oba and Brock, and it's only because I like what they're doing with Oba, and I need to keep seeing them because they teased me with the Seth thing. They said, "Oh, Brock gonna come out and mess with Seth." And the second them lights went out, and I heard them drums, I said, "Yes, yes, you're about to make me scream at this TV, Hunter." But good job. So, but nah, man, I wish we were doing better with the women this year. I question, what did we do with Raquel Rodriguez, and why did we beat her to half to hell? It's literally been to the point that not only has she lost the world title matches, now she's losing the single matches as well. Like, what are we doing? We are losing all these people, and we could have built her up and made her something special. I think it's the loss of the Judgment Day that we're actually building to, because I do think one by one, everybody's gonna fall apart by WrestleMania season. So we're gonna look at you have Finn already fall out. JD, he with it, but we gonna see. You already got Liv, like, oh yeah, Raquel she gonna do her thing and have my back, and she gonna help beat up Stephanie, but then she keep getting in Raquel way. So Liv already gonna cost her friendship with Raquel by the end of this. That whether it was eliminating her from the Rumble, her all the nonsense around Chamber, and then now post that, like, hey, I'm not really promoting or boosting you up. I'm more or less pushing you down so I can then win and succeed in my own way. That's gonna come back to bite Liv on her ass. So like I see the Judgment Day crumbling, and by the end of Mania, who knows? I don't know if we have a Judgment Day after Mania.
Oh, that's so.
But that's 4 years.
Mm.
It started right after WrestleMania 38, and it'll end right here because it started with the AJ Edge feud that Damian debuted and helped him win at Mania with, which then led to the next debut at Backlash of Rhea, which then led to Judgment Day forming at Hell in a Cell with Finn. Yeah, it's about time for them, and with Finn being the main catalyst of this main iteration of Judgment Day. Because remember, they were trying to start that spooky stuff with Edge and all of them.
Yeah.
It's literally the Hell in a Cell match in 2022 that Finn had Edge beat. Rhea and Priest had to save him. Finn calls him up the night after and say, hey, yo, I got an idea. And that's when they jump Priest. Now, by Finn being jumped out, the main linchpin of the Judgment Day, the rest of the faction's going to fall apart. I get that you can boost up other people and make other people out of it, but things have to die so we can miss them.
Yeah.
That is wrestling. And so the Judgment Day has to go eventually. Plus, they might want to bring that pay-per-view back. So, you know.
Well, the thing is, though, it's interesting that you mentioned that because there have been reports that Dominic Mysterio has gotten injured again at the Triple I Rey de Reyes show. I believe is concussion symptoms or concussion protocol that he's entered. So that was
a wild match. So that makes sense.
That might hinder that build for him, or for the Judgment Day to finally like split completely. But I could definitely see where you're going there.
Okay. Let's say, Jay, any other thoughts? WrestleMania builds. What's standing out to you? What's screaming at you? What do you want to see improve, or what do you think is coming on the horizon?
I think the main thing that's hindering WWE right now is the lack of creativity. And you can bring me out. I'm not seeing the creativity or the I'm not seeing anything that's like, oh, this is a must-see match, because I'm just not seeing it. I'm just like kind of, I don't even want to say bored with it, but I mean, the only thing that's intriguing is maybe the reformation of the bloodline. I would like to see, I'm kind of curious to see what's in store for Sami Zayn, and is he going to what he's a compelling character.
Yes.
And I want to see something like with some hooks and some teeth in it that's going to grab my attention. And the whole backstage thing with him throwing temper tantrums with water bottles is just, I'm done with that,
Give Denzel a run for his money with the slapping of the water bottle.
Yeah, I mean, he's undefeated. Okay, we get it. You can knock a water bottle down. We get it. And we know you can apologize. Cool, that's great. But I honestly, I would like to see an Io Asuka match. I would like to see maybe even put Julia involved in that somehow, some way. Maybe a triple threat, but I don't know how you can have that story being told. But that would be a fire match. I mean, I would really like to see that. I mean, the decimation of the Judgment Day is, in my opinion, long overdue. I mean, that's it. You're right. To your point, it has run its course. But yeah, everything else. I mean, yeah, everything else is just like meh. I'm not really looking forward to it. I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna watch it, but I don't have any. I'm not excited for it. I'm not really looking forward to maybe seeing Randy Orton get title number 15, but even then, that's not guaranteed. So I don't know.
Yeah, and it'll be hard. I think it's hard for them to kind of work things out with the rest of the card too, considering they have they had quite a few injuries with people getting hurt. Like I mentioned, Dominic Mysterio, and then you go on the women's side with Jordan Grace and Chelsea Green. Like, and so I think they're doing their best with the people that they have. I know most likely you do want to you got to get Penta in there. If you got to get him for a defense of that title. Do something with AJ Lee. Looks like we may be spinning the block again on Bailey and AJ, or not Bailey, but Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. So getting that match again, that might have some good build to it as well. Like you mentioned, Julia with the US title, getting her in there. So I think like if you start putting like the pieces underneath together, I think it'll help raise the interest of the card a little bit more. But I think I think the interest has been boosted up a lot through this past Raw, and mainly with the introduction of Oba against Brock. But prior to then, it was like, I don't know what we're gonna do, dog.
Like what's Gunther doing for Mania?
Yeah, apparently flexing for the cameras. I think he had I think he took a picture and put it on his Instagram. He was in the gym and he was looking jacked with a blue shirt on. So I don't know. I think somebody
Rey Mysterio, maybe.
Well, somebody threw out a joke, and Rey Mysterio is another one who got hurt. Somebody threw out a joke: Gunther versus Danhausen. You not laughing?
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I could be entertained by that.
It would be an entertaining match.
I had to sit live. I mean, they blessed me that night. Punk came back. And I took a random shot of pulling up to the All-State Arena in 2023, just guessing that. But on that same night, I had to watch the cinematic in-ring classic that was Gunther versus The Miz. And so if I had to watch that live, I will gladly take a Danhausen match as well with the man against Gunther. So, nah. You think you got the joke. You think I'm gonna be laughing. Joke's on you. I'll take that match, actually. I will actually take that match. And it's gonna be quick, it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be a ride. So hey, and that's what I need on this road to WrestleMania, a fun ride. So
and that's the thing too, like if you stick with kayfabe, Danhausen should be undefeated because all I got to do is curse you before every match. Even if you Gunther, you are cursed, and then something happened, and I get the dub. So, but they ain't never gonna have that happen.
Had that Mario Kart banana peel come out of nowhere. Oh, there you go. Now you took that in. Done.
Yeah,
so I got one question.
Killer boy.
I got a question before we move on to the main event. Do you see a double turn with Cody and Randy at Mania?
Ooh, a double turn. I don't know. You turned Randy so quick though. But I mean,
okay, with the turn, did you hear any boos like that?
No,
not really.
No. I mean, with Randy Orton's character, it's expected that he turns.
Yeah,
it's expected. He didn't do anything that was. Well, it was kind of dastardly, but it wasn't outside of. He didn't punt him. I can say that.
He ain't bumming.
Yeah. Some restraint, you know what I mean?
But I mean, he didn't punt him in the head. He punted him elsewhere.
Well,
but not in the skull.
Yeah. Okay, duly noted.
That's nephew.
But that's
yeah. That he
yeah. I think the crowd is ready for a heel Cody turn for because I mean his heel work that he did in ROH. dope. That told us right there that WWE dropped the ball on him because I mean he wasn't able to show that side of his personality, and so I think the WWE needs to reevaluate who they're catering to, because the audience, like party included, we can handle some complex storylines. We can handle some themes that aren't kiddish. You know what I mean? I know they're trying to sell merch to the kids and make it family friendly. That's cool, but there's a way to storytell without insulting our intelligence.
I fully agree with that.
And I think that's why I'm not really excited about WWE at this point, is because a lot of it we're not being catered to as that audience, and I don't get it.
Yeah. But
Right.
if WWE is anything like the UFC, I think like what Ronda Rousey said, they're only into the shareholders. They ain't trying to make the fights that the people want to see.
Well, I mean, hard to argue that point. I mean, look what they had to do this last Monday. It's 316 day. Let's get 31.6% off your ticket. And even still, it's $177 for what? A nosebleed seat where you ain't gonna see nada.
Well, yeah, to take the shades off.
But you can watch the TV on the Trons over in the over at the Allegiant Stadium, and that's a nice stadium. I mean, it's dope. However, I'm not gonna pay no 177 for some, and that's only to get into the building on one of the nights.
I'm sitting here like, that's such a random ass percentage. Who thought of 31.6%? I said, oh, TKO is really TKOing right now.
They really are.
31.6%. This I live and I breathe. What is happening? But I thought nothing of 316 day. I'm just sitting here like, yo, what is this percentage, y'all? Like, you just at 25%? Y'all couldn't even give us just an extra little bit. 32. You said
do the math on that.
31 ain't enough. But we too cheap.
We got to add the 0.6, baby. We got to stick to Brandon, baby.
Yeah. Ray, get ready. You know what I'm thinking. That whole thing was.
Hold on.
Come on.
Go ahead.
It was basura.
That
was garbage, bro. I'm like 31.6. Y'all thirsty. You're really thirsty right now, because I mean, I know ticket sales was bad, but were they that? I guess they are that bad where you gotta get 31.6.
I wonder how much got moved, really, because I mean, some people probably like you got on there and said, "This still ain't enough, homie. What is this? What you got on my 40, homie?"
I did my best Kendrick Lamar. I was like, it's not enough. No, sir. Not
31.6, but it's not enough.
So, but to roll out a WrestleMania and to roll into this WrestleMania, you have people who they go there, they win the Royal Rumble, they win the Elimination Chamber, and they win the opportunity to become a world champion, to get to the top and the pinnacle of the sport. We have had recently Michael B. Jordan get that first time Oscar.
Yeah.
First time nominee, first time Oscar. First in, first out. Took it with him. Just like he got the gold recently, who gonna get the gold within the next 12 months? I'm gonna read off some names for you. If you got some other names, feel free to shoot them at me. We ain't gotta go through every name. But I want you to give me maybe a instant no for you and an instant yes for you. We got LA Knight. We got a Sami Zayn. And now, hear me when I say this next one. Okada. But we're strictly talking AEW championship. Yes, he's been a world champion before. Yeah. I know. But in AEW, can he get that world championship? We're looking at an Andrade. We're looking at a Darby Allin. We can also look at a Hangman, if you will. Will he get that back in the next year?
Wow.
Who are some people you think who can be a world champion in the next 12 months? Let's go with Jay.
On the WWE side, I would have to think outside the box. And I think that if given the right story, this person should be a world title holder.
Timeout. Flag on my play.
Mm.
I ain't explain all the rules. I will also say the window closes at next year's WrestleMania.
12
So
months.
at the
12 months from now, then.
basically all the way up until end of night 2 WrestleMania.
Okay.
They have
So,
until the
a
end of
little
night 2
extra
to win.
a little extra than 12 months.
Okay.
Like a little, like 13 months. Okay, 13
Yeah,
months.
just a little.
Okay. I would say Jacob Fatu.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That brother right there is, I mean, all gas, no brakes. His words, not mine.
Yeah,
Other
You
people
know what
saying
I
it.
mean.
I'm not saying it. Other people saying it. You know, I think, I mean, he's one of those characters that has it. You know, you can't put your finger on it. He just got a lot of it. And they need to put the title on him because again, he's a needle mover. And he's got the move set, he's got the promo. I think him number one. Another one, I would like to see it either. I'm not even gonna say either. Trick Williams for sure. Obafemi would be the other one. 12 months from now. If they put I would like to say either, but honestly, I would love to see both. Either one of those brothers can go. You know what I mean? But I don't know if WWE is ready for that. I think with Trick Williams, I would say a little bit more. He's got the crowd behind him, so he's going to be undeniable. You know, and on the women's side, put it in the right storyline. I don't like where she's slated right now, but I think they can definitely find something for her because her in-ring skill is ridiculous, and that's Julia.
Yeah.
For AEW, Okada, dude, I would love to see that happen. But I think before Okada, I think they would go pull the trigger on Takeshita. And I don't know if he'll get the AEW title, but Andrade could definitely go for an ROH title. Sunday he was showing his tail. And he literally and figuratively.
Always.
And I mean, he's got the crowd behind him. He's got charisma, and the way Tony Khan is, like, he speaks very highly of him. He really respects him, and rightfully so. He's got great ring work, and yeah, I would say those would be my picks of who I can envision, you know, holding a world title in the next 12 months.
Okay. All right. I guess I could jump in here. All right, so I'll go ahead through your rapid fire, brother Gerard. So I'm looking at the list right now. So LA Knight, nah.
I'm gonna say no as well too. I didn't even answer your question. My bad. No.
It's all good. No, don't see LA Knight going through at least this year. I think his window has kind of passed, unless he could do something drastic. Sami Zayn, yeah, depending on what storylines they come up with you, how they develop his character right now, I think Mania can be right there at Mania is when he'll finally get over the hump. Whether he'll be a heel or a baby face, we don't know. Okada, I don't see within the next year. Maybe going into All In, but that'll be after your cursory time period. Hangman, nah, I think they're going to be faithful to the stip. Andrade, like Jay said, unless it's ROH, don't see AEW World Title in his future. Darby, yes. You bring up a good point with Jacob Fatu. Yeah, I think I could see Jacob Fatu. Only thing is though is that world title picture, depending on what side he goes on, like if he stays with the undisputed WWE side, then I could see him getting a chance for that. But if he goes over to the Raw side with the world title, like that's been kind of made the de facto big belt now. So it'll be hard for him to get in through that when you got guys like Roman Reigns and CM Punk at the top on that side. All right. I'm gonna hurry up and through the list because we got our another of our brothers joining us. Obafemi, within the year, I think you could do that. If you beat Brock, I think you could put him on that Brock track, just like Brock beat The Rock at that SummerSlam 2002, which in my opinion, greatest WWE pay-per-view ever. Trick, nah, not yet. I think still got to leave him in the. I know he hot. I know he hot right now. Like your boy Cam. I think I'm hot right now. I think he's hot right now. I just don't think he's world champion hot. Right now, I think you could put a secondary belt on him, like the U.S. title or the IC title, and then work his way up to that world title within like the next, I'll say 18 months. Ladies side, you mentioned Julia. Yeah, because I think the women's world titles are a little bit more fluid. Some other women that we didn't mention, Chelsea Green, she should. Jordan Grace, maybe. AEW Willow, yes.
Yeah.
Not if but when. I think we had that discussion. Not if but when. And then I think there was one more woman in does Athena finally get over the hump? Nah, I don't think so. She should.
Should.
Should. But I don't think so. All right. Well, with that, of course, one of the big bros over here at Nefarious has graced us with his presence. Another left coast guy. Let's bring on the Professor Chris Ely. What's going on, Chris?
Nothing, man. I'm getting ready to celebrate the Lakers winning another one this decade. But that's about it.
So he too happy.
Another
His
one.
home state team didn't. His people did it.
Yeah.
Was there a trade I don't know about? What happened?
Nah. There was a streak that you probably don't know about because you probably hadn't been paying attention. Everyone, Adebayo making a whack ass 83-point game.
I
and
heard about that.
all that, people got distracted by what the Lakers are doing right now. And I was ready to write them off a week ago, so we'll see. But anyway, I didn't know y'all.
Michigander question here.
Yeah, what's
how
up?
do you pick your team? Is it just how you feel that week? How do you decide if it's going to be a Clipper or a Laker that day?
Well, it's not going to be a Clipper. Come on,
they'll never be a Clipper.
Let's stay grounded in reality, right? For a
take myself outside. My
bad. Yeah. But for the Lakers, it's just like right now, it feels more real than it has all season long. The other teams are good on the West, though. You can't count out like San Antonio and OKC. Like those are really good teams. But LeBron, even at 41 years old, he's playing like an all-star. He's not playing like LeBron from like 2012 or 13 or anything like that. But he's still good, man. Like he's still one of the best players in the league. I'm optimistic, cautiously optimistic. If they don't win, they don't win. But I'm cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
brother Chris, what we on right now, we are talking about who could be a world champion in the next 13 months. So, by next
Uh,
year's WrestleMania, end of night 2, who has the potential or possibility to be a world champion? So, to reiterate that list, we got LA Knight, we got a Sami Zayn, Okada when it comes to the AEW World Championship, an
Yeah, yeah.
Andrade, a Darby, a Jacob Fatu, Obafemi, Trick Williams, Julia, Jordan Grace, Chelsea Green. We had also somebody I'm forgetting to say off the top of my head.
Athena.
Hangman if he can get back to it.
Hangman.
Oh,
Right,
Athena,
right.
thank you. And
Yeah,
Athena.
yeah.
So
And Willow.
and
Mm.
Will
oh
in the
Willow Knight,
next
yeah.
13 months, I'm looking at I always have to preface my statements when I talk about WWE by saying it's WWE, so I don't know. But if everything is fair and like righteous, Oba or Trick will win the world title before the year is up. I'm
talk
not
about
even like that to me that has to happen, man. Um, I'm almost afraid that Oba is gonna lose to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Oh
I
my.
hope that's not true, but I've seen that. Like I've seen them book like this before, you know.
You've seen the WWE booking before.
Right, yeah, yeah. So it's one of those things where I'm paying attention, but I'm not gonna get too excited about it. I like Trick's chances. I think the people that you named, there's a good chance that they'll win. Like I think um Sami Zayn and LA Knight, more so Sami Zayn. I think they will get like a charity run with the belt, you know. I don't know if they'll do that in the next 13 months. Because this year in WWE has not been like last year. Last year they were like willing to be a little bit more experimental. This year they haven't been doing that shit. They've been going with tried and true formulas. It's like we're gonna put our biggest men, our biggest names in the main events of each night of WrestleMania. Um, we're gonna have the most predictable A-lister in our company win the Royal Rumble.
Hmm.
We're gonna have a perennial, like a guy that's a veteran that we have trusted in the main event spot for decades. Randy Orton win the Elimination Chamber. So I don't think they're going to be testing the waters with like a LA Knight or a Braun, maybe a Braun Breaker, but not a LA Knight or a Sami Zayn this year. Next year is a different thing, but this year I've just been looking at the trends, and the trends just point to everything obvious. You feel me?
Hmm. Gotcha.
I see that.
Hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They
yeah.
might end up in a Lex Luger situation where okay, the boat passes them just due to the energy of the crowd and the energy of the
Right.
fans. Some folks.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Because it's just been a weird, not a weird year, but it's just been like last year. I think because I don't really think Jey Uso's world title run was a failure.
Yeah.
Would I call it a success? I don't know if I'd go that far. I think it was a serviceable world title run, but it didn't like move the needle in any significant way. And I do think that they feel that like if they had a chance to do it over again, they would probably have not had him win the Royal Rumble. I don't mind it, but I'm just saying the way they're probably thinking. And I'm thinking this year it's just like, you know, let's just do the predictable stuff because those WrestleMania tickets, they didn't go, they didn't like on 316. I was reading WrestleNomics, subscribed to Brandon Thurston, of course, but I was reading WrestleNomics. And the tickets didn't move until they had that 316 sale. Like they didn't move in a significant way until they had that 316 cell. So we'll see what the rest of the year goes that they do, but I just think they're gonna do tried and true formulas this year.
Yeah, you were reading our minds because we were just finished talking about the 31.6 if
Yeah.
it was a needle mover or not. So
hmm Yeah. Well, that according to Thurston, it was. Hopefully, we could get him on maybe Sunday or next month or something to make sense of these numbers for us.
That'd be
Mhm.
dope. That'd be very
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
But with that said, anybody who you off the top of your head for maybe AEW you want to see as a world champion before I give my top picks?
Who I want to see as a world champion. Okada would be nice to see as a world champion. I'm still on the Bobby Lashley train. I want him to get the
Yeah.
world title
Mm.
before his career is a wrap. Um, I'm I'm bullish on Shelton Benjamin winning the ROH world title. I don't know if I don't think it's beyond the pale for him to get the AEW world title. But I don't know if TK is going to want to go that far with and Shelton Benjamin is not a normal 50-year-old guy. I want to say
Right.
that, he's just, and normal 50-year-old guy doesn't mean what it used to mean back in like the 1970s, like Archie Bunker. I don't know if y'all remember that show All in the Family from the 70s. He was my fucking age on when he was doing that show, and I look about 15 years younger than that guy. So I don't think 50 necessarily means old in 2025, or 2026 rather. So we'll see. I like Okada. I think Mercedes. I don't know. I think she'll win it in the next 13 months. And shout out to her because she's going back to all these indie promos and losing to these no names that I've never heard of before, and she's going back and losing those belts in the proper way after everybody said, oh, she's going to be a diva and she's going to be this and she's going to be that. I think someone like a Mercedes and even a Ricochet, they are more about the art aspect of what they do, right? They're not they care about the money and all that stuff, but they want a canvas that they can paint on. They don't want to be there like, yeah, we're making millions of dollars, but I'm over here saying superheroes are real and that kind of bullshit,
Well,
Yeah.
I know Gerard, we want to get to your picks. Let's put a pin in Ricochet, but go ahead, brother Gerard.
Mhm. We'll talk about Ricochet.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
on Sunday.
yeah, we'll
Teaser.
talk about him
Yeah.
Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll,
Yeah.
we'll,
Yeah.
we'll talk about him. I don't feel horrible about him, but we'll see. So, like I've had people say to me, "I'm glad you got MS." So, people are assholes, and Ricochet might be one of those assholes.
I say prior to recent events with all the social media blowout, Ricochet would have been somebody on my list of maybe potentially
Right.
scratching towards that
Mm,
ROH world title to build up towards a eventual down the line AEW world title. But
mm,
no, LA Knight, I would love to see it just for the
mm.
folks who really want to see it. I don't need to see it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's a
Right, right.
nah. I'm also good on LA Knight. Sammy, I think we are literally trying to tread water until next year's WrestleMania.
Right, I think so too.
Now,
I agree.
yes, the war has now kind of changed a
But
lot
yeah,
of that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Oh, yeah.
Let me predict right now, Gerard. I don't think we're having a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year, unless they just want to, unless they got a death wish. I don't think that's happening.
Do you think
So
it's ever going to happen?
That's a good question. that's the $1 million question right now. This because Trump is an idiot. They're not. If at any time he could end this thing and just be like, yeah, where we won the war and call it off, but he's not doing that because he's making up all these lies about Iran. And the problem with that is that once you start a war and you're fully into the war, it's not like a breakup with a girl, right? With a girlfriend, only one side has to do the breaking up, you know? Like with my ex-girlfriend, she was the one that wanted to break up. It didn't matter if I wanted to be with her or not, or you know, she was the one that did the breaking up. With a war, you can do the like, yeah, we're done with this war. You don't know when Iran is going to be done with it. Once you start really, once they, because they're good, because what they've been doing, they don't have any missiles that are going to attack the United States of America from where they're at, but they are going to attack military bases in that region. You know,
Yeah.
so that's what you got to worry about. They're gonna, and I do think they're gonna start targeting events in those areas, like those UAE events, those
Yeah.
like, well, I think they're gonna start doing that shit. It doesn't make any sense for WrestleMania to be out there, and then I don't think there's a Saudi show coming up in a couple months. That shit is not happening. I'm
Nah.
saying that right now. That is wishful fucking thinking. Unless Nick Khan just doesn't care about the well-being of any of the talent there, it's like, you know, then maybe they'll be out there. But nah, that shit ain't happening. And next year is questionable.
We'll see if CM Punk actually can grow his spine back and stand up for that. And also, maybe it comes back around for New Orleans, dog. Maybe they finally get it back.
Will New Orleans trust them to bring it back out there though?
Nah, they're gonna do all cinematic matches over for the Saudi show.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna do a third one at Vegas.
Second boneyard match.
Yeah.
A second bone.
That might be
like
it, yo.
Person. Yeah, I like
My
that first.
I do think we'll get that WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia no matter what. And I only say that because if the pen didn't hit the paper, then that means they own the hook. And they want that, whatever that payoff gonna be, because they said stakeholders.
Thinking Saudi.
I don't know. I don't know when that comes. So it might not be next year. It might not even be the year after that. But 2030, who knows? You could be seeing that.
Yeah.
2029, you could see it. Who knows what you could be seeing in the next couple of years? So maybe they
Yeah,
let the war chill out.
I agree with you,
There's contracts on the table. Like they gonna be.
I think they're gonna fulfill the contract eventually. Whether they do it this year and next year, that's the question, you know?
Yeah.
Because then at that point, is a Sami Zayn world title reign going to be worth getting to that point? And who's going to want to see it? Yes, maybe the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's fans would like to see that. But like, I'm keeping a buck with you. If we don't pull that trigger now, I remember when Sami won the NXT title. I remember watching our Evolution live, that last show of that year. That was 2014, my G. That was 12 years ago. And he's had a world title like reign. Yeah, at a certain point, you will beat him down into a spot where he will be a Dolph Ziggler. He will be a Zack Ryder. He will only be at a certain level. So they're going to have to pull that trigger and stop this man from slapping water bottles and stuff and give this man some actual sense and let him get back to that world title. But I get that they're trying to delay it for the biggest impact. But hey, sometimes your friends don't allow you to do that. So when you make friends with people who do foolish stuff, aka WWE, because I'm gonna call it what it is. Your friends. You were allowed to run through the pandemic willy-nilly while everybody else in their mama was literally put down and forced to stop.
Mhm.
You were supported by the president at that time. Now our current president still again. Yeah, homie.
Mhm.
Your wife is in his cabinet. You've given
Yeah.
millions and millions upon dollars. Yeah. You're not slick.
Yeah.
We know you. And we know what this is. We see
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Like honestly, that's a weird dynamic too, because if Trump wasn't around to be an idiot that didn't care about the well-being of people, I don't know if AEW would exist right now. You feel me? Because they were able to take advantage of that rule too. You know, when they called the minute they called, and they had just signed that deal a week before all the shit started popping off. If they waited a week, they wouldn't be getting that deal. And if Tony Khan couldn't figure out a way to do those pandemic shows, that deal would have been rescinded, you know. And WWE, yeah, I agree with you, Gerard, with the backdoor dealings and all that stuff, you know.
So I would love to see better things come out this company, but like you said, brother Chris, I think I'm a lean on that the hardest. Who do I want to see become world champion? And we can name it at that. Is Obafemi. I literally got the shirt on. The man, if you have him put down Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, in my opinion, that big gold belt is on his waist before the end of the year is even over. We don't even have to talk about next year. He will be marching in literally into next year's WrestleMania as champion. And so a Trick Williams, I talked about with AEW, and this has been in years past. Sometimes they did not strike when the iron was hot with certain people, putting that world title on them when they needed to. They did it 2 years ago with Swerve Strickland when they gave it to him when they needed it. Oh, we'll hold it off for All In. Nope, they gave it to him at Dynasty. They let him carry it into the biggest show of the year, and that made him a next level main eventer. Trick is hot. Let's strike when the iron's hot. Let's get that belt up on Trick. Now, if that means we got to give him Money in the Bank to get there this year, give him that Money in the Bank briefcase and let's get on with this world title reign. So, but for the women, Chelsea Green, and I'm gonna hop on the Chelsea Green bandwagon because hey, Michael Hayes, you're wrong, and you're wrong for trying to say that Edwin was wrong. And you're wrong because you just can't stand on business. Stand on your words. You said it on camera. You said it loud and proud. Stick with it.
Right.
Just stick with. You're allowed to change your mind, but you're not changing your mind. You doubling down. So just stick with it and take the hate because you deserve the comment. Because people are allowed to grow and change from their roles. Because I mean, if that was the case, ain't a ringmaster here to make other people look good. Hey, like these other people ain't here to be world champions, but the ringmaster became Stone Cold Steve Austin. Thank God we didn't just let people stick in one position,
right?
Yeah. Then we
wouldn't
fucking
have what we have. Yeah, Triple H, man. Triple H would still be the blue blood guy or whatever the hell it was.
Hurst Helmsley.
Yeah.
So, but with
doggone Becky Lynch would still be doggone doing Irish jigs.
Yeah, Rocky Maivia would still have a pineapple haircut. Well, he wouldn't still have that because he lost his hair, but you know, he'd still be
tassels. Will be
he'd still have the tassels and and smiling for no fucking reason and all that.
Right. Yeah.
But with that's me and my world champions. Hopefully we gonna see some movement. Of course, I want my girl Willow to win, but hey, you know, maybe that doesn't come in the next year. I would be happy to see that.
I think it will.
Yeah,
but I digress.
I think if they don't do it with Willow within the next year, she's going to be another one that finds her way in WWE, and I hope that doesn't happen because it's just like AEW has a very bad habit of having a bunch of guys who make it so high and then don't ever amount to anything, you know? Like if you would have asked me 2 years ago, I'd say Ricky Starks would be in AEW as a world title contender right now. But you know, he got tired of being patient and went to NXT, you know. So
Yeah.
they're gonna have to stop doing that shit.
I fully agree.
Mhm.
But with that, we're gonna move on to the big three.
Oh
And
boy.
I'm gonna be very honest. I'm gonna cut my big part of the big three out, and it's just gonna be y'all. Because also the homie on call and that page are about to go off in 11 minutes. And so with that said, I'm a pass it to brother Chris. Who your big winner, your big loser, and yeah, I of this month.
So my big winner of this month is gonna be Obafemi. I thought just that whole display, Brock looking up at him, yelling, "Stand on me" or whatever. I thought that was that was not everybody noticed that, but that so I think that was a cool look for him. So he's my winner. My loser, unfortunately, is gonna be, and hopefully this doesn't affect our press passes and all that shit. AEW, man, that show on Wednesday was inexcusably bad. It was not good. After such an awesome pay per view, and if I was gonna say someone's um, I haven't seen SmackDown tonight yet, but I didn't love what they did with Trick Williams last week, where Randy Orton is giving him RKO's out of nowhere and shit. I think like stuff like that has to be reserved for like geeks and dweebs on the roster, not somebody that you see as a future main eventer, unless he's going to be the one that's going to feud with Orton next. You know, I think you got to be very careful with that kind of crap.
Yeah.
How about you, Ray?
All right. So obviously, my winner, Obafemi. Glad he's getting the acknowledgement that he needs. And you mentioned it, Chris, that Brock was trying to feed him things to do. It's like, step on me, breath. So it's good
My
that Brock.
wife picked up on that shit. I missed it until we were rounded back, you know.
And then I think after Brock had gotten out the ring, they had done a close up on Obafemi, and it was a singular like Denzel tear, like Ric Flair with the tear in my eye. So I don't know if it was just like reactionary or if he was like overcome by the fact that Brock Lesnar is putting me in this position. So let's hold it. Let's hope they don't squander it. All right. My loser, it was hard for me. Well, my loser, it wasn't actually hard. And I feel for this brother. I feel for him. Every time he takes one step forward, he gets two steps backwards. And it's not because of his own doing, but because of the system around him. And that's one Drew McIntyre. I'm sorry, Drew. I'm sorry you got to get you get so close to going into WrestleMania with the title belt. They got to pick the golden boy. The golden boy got to go ahead.
Yeah. If
So,
it makes you feel any better, he was never close to main event in WrestleMania this year. That was
it don't,
tough.
Chris, but thank you.
that was never happening this year. I just want to get that out there.
All right. Okay. And my it kind of spins off from what Chris was saying. My eye is Randy Orton. I think the turn is eye. We'll see where it goes as far as who he on the phone with is interested. I don't know what they're gonna turn that into. Who is it? Danhausen?
It's Ted DiBiase. It's Ted DiBiase Jr. He got found not guilty today. So
Spoiler alert.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna run out that courtroom like, I was vindicated.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened. That dude was so guilty. It's not even like it's unexplainable how he walked from that, but we'll probably talk about that on Sunday.
Nigga said, Cody, save me a spot. I'm on the way.
I'm on the way. Daddy, get the car ready. I'm on the way.
Yeah.
Skipping out the courthouse.
Yeah, because his brother had to plead guilty. You know, there were so many people in that atmosphere that had to take pleas or had to work something out with the judge, and he fought his and ended up winning. And the evidence against him was quite damning, man. It really was. I'm absolutely amazed that I shouldn't be because he's a white guy in Mississippi, but you know, it was nuts, man.
Well, Jay, how about you? Who you got winning?
I put down AEW Revolution as my winner. Top to bottom, from the performers, the staff, everybody was super professional when I went there and took care of your boys. So, yeah, it was just a great overall experience. And yeah, that's my winner for the month. My loser, spoiler alert. Yeah, I was gonna put Ted DiBiase Jr. because I did read right before we got on air that the Mississippi court system has failed us. 13 counts, and this dude was found not guilty on 13 charges. So, yeah, I need that kind of legal protection. Maybe at some point in my life, you know, I'm sure that it wouldn't be bad to have those kind of friends in your back pocket. But dang,
Right.
also had honorable mention. Shout out to Dallas Edwards, the referee from OVW, because they were also going to be.
Oh yeah,
because they handled that all bad,
horribly. Yeah.
You know, so hopefully he gets on the road to recovery and does heals up and gets back to doing what he loves to do. And my meh is the Booker T Appreciation Night.
Oh.
I love the fact that they want to honor this brother because I mean he has a lot of accolades and a lot of people don't like his commentary, but I don't mind it. You know, I don't entertaining, right?
Yeah, but I think
here's the deal. Like I'm like kind of turned off by it. It's like they did it to do an angle. I'm like, for real? you got the man's his family's in the ring. He's got his trainers in the ring as well with him. And they have this really heartwarming like video saying like, hey, if it wasn't for Booker T, I wouldn't be here. And they're showing different people previous that was in his Reality of Wrestling promotion and in NXT, and they're just basically showing the man love and respect. And then they turn it into an angle, which is like to me, I didn't like it. I mean, if you're gonna honor the man, honor him, do right by him. Don't do it in the way that y'all did it and just turn it into an angle where I get you want to highlight some other superstars, but there's other ways to do that other than masking it under the guise of Booker T Appreciation Night.
I love that. I love that. Well, hey, we got that, and I'm gonna have to check out the angle because I have been asleep on that. I heard about the Appreciation Night. I have not seen the angle live myself, so I do need to actually go back and watch that. And I know what I said at the start of the segment. It's my rules. And I'm saying fuck my rules because I only got one winner for this month, and that's Jey Lacey. That man been putting in work. That man been at media scrums. The man's been on other people's shows. Like I said at the start of this, True Hill Heat, Collision Course, the AEW media scrum. Jey Lacey been showing out. Jey Lacey been doing his thing. What I say at the start. Main event, Jey Lacey.
Hey, shout out to Chris, man, because this would not have been possible without Chris with the hookup. So shout out to you too, man. This is shared, brother.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, trying to get us more press passes and all that for the rest of the year. So And we got the AEW. You guys don't even need me to give you the hookup anymore because they gave us the Google form. So as long as we got that, we're good.
But you are Morpheus. You showed us the door and you helped us walk through it. Now we're gonna
Thank
be the
you.
ones.
Appreciate
Now we're
it.
gonna be the ones. But
Yeah,
with that said, it's about to be 9:30 and that phone about to ring. So this is this month's edition of Ring Theory. Come check us this upcoming Sunday on the Post Wrestling Network. We have our NWA, the Nubian Wrestling Advocates show. We will be having our monthly edition of that coming up this Sunday. Post Wrestling. There you go. I can hear it ringing. We're gonna go ahead and shut this door so that sound will come up in here. But what we need you to do is jump on this drive for 500. We got the tag team right over here with the SBF boys, the SBF men, covering pro wrestling, but professional mixed martial arts, whether it's the PFL, whether we talking UFC, whether we talking MVP, not Montavious Porter, but most valuable promotions and their upcoming fight with Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. We got the return of Francis Ngannou, and then we also have added to the card. I mean, I ain't really a Mike Perry fan, but Mike Perry versus Nick Diaz in his own glory. So with that said, check them out. Check out the parlay. Check out what we have. We have the oh my goodness, the Kings of Sport, the mothership, if you will. Ring Theory on here. Jump on. We got Super Salad. We have multiple voices, multiple lanes, and multiple people on here. Jump on the network and support y'all. But with that said, have a blessed weekend. I'm sure SmackDown gonna be that real good night quill you're gonna need to drive off into sleep. And so with that said, have a blessed evening. Peace and chicken grease. See you on Sunday. Dang, I can't hold this forever, man.
I'm trying to find where it is.